There you go, baby. Now you're talking. I'm 45 years old, and today I have made the decision of buzzing my hair. So things are getting ugly. This is getting less and less density. So I'm a motorcycle rider. I don't even have a car. It's really annoying to be with the helmet. As soon as you take the helmet off, especially now, you see patches, you see spots everywhere. So I get off the motorcycle, check myself in the mirror, and say, hey, how is it looking? How is it looking? So I'm riding and thinking about it. I don't want to have my mind in these things. I want to have my mind in the game. If I'm going to work, I want to be thinking of work. I don't want to be thinking of something else, which is a distraction. So I'm making my life as simple as possible. I decided to take action. Okay, I'm 45, man. I already have hair for a long time. So let's do this. This is what it looks like now. You can see it. It's not nice, so let's do it. So let's start with the clippers. It's number 3. And most likely it's gonna look like a horseshoe, whatever. Not putting up with this anymore. This is gonna take too long. Let's go straight for it. There you go, baby. Now you're talking. Oh my god, this is so weird. Oh, this is what it looks like. It's actually pretty cool. So because it's sunny here, I was expecting to have like a super white skin. The scalp gonna be completely pale. Most likely gonna happen, especially when it was well covered by hair. As I said, I like to make my life simple. I don't even go to the barber shop. I do this myself. Not this. Anything with my hair, trimming my beard, anything. It's pretty good. What options do we have when you start balding? You can definitely get a transplant. I know people doing that, and I've seen pictures. It's not like a minor surgery. It's so completely swollen face, really different shape of face. I didn't even recognize a close friend who went through this in Turkey. It's gonna look good in the end. Am I happy he did it? That's not for me. I have to say, even when I started balding, I have never used any kind of shampoo. So I do care about this. I don't care about this. I don't really know. Shampoo, minoxidil, propecia, whatever. Never did any of those. So at least that industry didn't take my money. The other choice is micropigmentation, which is not bad, definitely. Well, buzz doesn't look so bad. It's actually, so that shadow of the horseshoe, I don't feel it at this point. Definitely I want to move to the saving it all, saving it all. Let's do it little by little. You just don't care, right, about the hair. Why do you have to care? Remember, we are all mortal. Memento mori. We are all going to die. So what's the point? All right. Man, I'm impressed. I kind of like it. So, if you want a source of confidence, you're not filthy rich like these guys. Tell you something, there's one within your reach, which is getting healthy, eating healthy, and becoming the best version of yourself. Which is, hey, let's lift some weights. I do calisthenics mostly. No weights, no equipment. I told you I want to leave everything minimalist. This looks awesome. Should have done it before, right? Yeah, scar here and there. So guys, I think it looks good. Do not hesitate to buzz your head. It's pretty good.
Sergio, man, it's great to speak to you. Thanks so much for doing this.
No, thank you for having me.
Walk me through your experience with kind of losing your hair, going bald. I really want to hear more about the kind of journey with it up to this point.
Yeah, so in my case, it's something that I saw coming. I saw it coming, and the reason is because I have a brother who is 3 years older than me, and he was struggling already in his mid-20s. I was a little bit better, but not only because I was 3 years younger, because probably in my case it's going to come like 10 years later, something like that. But I saw it coming, definitely. Yeah. So my father, who was losing hair too in his 30s, so my grandfather too. So yeah, there's a strong genetic component. Obviously, this is where I'm headed to.
Yeah.
But in my case, because of that experience of my brother, I saw him trying a lot of things and that never worked. So
right,
that was a good lesson for me. Say, man, this thing doesn't work. This thing doesn't work. This thing doesn't work. So don't go for it. So
yeah, you could learn a lot from his experience, right? With trying to things.
Exactly.
He was almost like doing the tests for it, and then you saw it didn't really work, so you didn't waste your time going down the same road, right?
Yeah, and also from a mental standpoint, you say, well, you gotta be ready. So you gotta be ready because this is what's coming. Because he is 3 years older. Because that's the fate. So that helped too.
Good, right. I see. So you were well prepared, both with experience and you knew it was going to happen. So I guess you've had time to kind of slowly get comfortable with the idea that eventually you were probably going to lose your hair, right?
Correct. But at this point, looking back, I say, well, I saw it coming, but maybe it took too long to take this last step of buzzing my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm 45 and I should have done this much younger.
Yeah.
I can say that now because I don't feel uncomfortable and I saw it coming. I kind of got familiar and accepting the fact that it's happening. And it took too long now. Now I can say that. Yeah.
Interesting. So for you then, did the hair loss, it got quite noticeable into your mid-30s? Is that when it really started to kind of show?
Yeah, exactly. So I think everybody has like an aha moment. So I saw this, I don't know, some people say, saw myself in a picture, something like that. I remember that day. I was in a cruise ship with my ex-wife, and the lights in the bathroom are totally different, and they have multiple mirrors. That day I could see my scalp perfectly. Say, oh my God, this is happening. This is happening. So it's coming. And I could be in my mid-30s or something like that. So that's what you start to see it coming closer and closer. But still, it's just a regular bathroom with a mirror in front of you. It's not so bad. So you still resisted that. So, well, that's okay. One day I have to do it, but I'm not doing it yet. Still looks good, which is not the reality, probably, because you don't see yourself from multiple angles. So
Okay, interesting. No, so you kind of discovered it on your holiday or whatever on the cruise ship, and that's actually quite a common one. Not necessarily on a cruise, but in various mirrors, especially like when you're in some changing rooms, maybe trying on some clothes, and they have the mirrors at the front, the side, the back.
exactly.
It's the first time because nobody's really looking at the top of their head or the crown. Over the sort of 10 years, how did it progress, and was it becoming more of like a focus, something you worried about? Or were you kind of just waiting for this moment when you thought, okay, when it gets really bad, I'll just shave it off?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I was at that point. I say when it gets really bad, I'm gonna shave it off. But I never found that moment. So it's like, okay, it's not so bad. I'm a rider. I just ride motorcycles. This is warm weather. When the heat appears in summer, it's just horrible because then I can see my hair, but as soon as I remove the helmet, the hair is obviously at the top was very thin. So when you remove the helmet, you can see a lot of your scalp, and it's starting to be a concern. So what am I gonna do? In that case, I always use the hat. So I don't have to be in the mirror and combing my hair, but I'm using a hat. And yeah, from in the last year, I've been using the hat too much.
Right.
I have felt, why am I using the hat too much? I was recording some videos for this new thing, fitness. And it's not that I'm a fitness professional, but yeah, I was sharing some exercises in
Yeah.
calisthenics and things like that. And I felt much more comfortable with the hat on.
Right.
Yeah, without it. Because then you could see when you were recording, I said, oh my, that's horrible because of the light. So because whatever reason, but it is what it is. So, and overusing the hat was a clear indicator.
Have you been out on your motorcycle since? And how is it now wearing a helmet and taking it off and not having to worry about it?
Well, yeah, not only the motorcycle. I have to say, the same day I bust my hair, I like to go out for a spin. I don't do a lot of cardio, but I do walk a lot. And I do that like 30 minutes a day. I have to go out. I feel it is super good. And that was the first day I went out without a hat. So I said, let's do it because I felt like it was very pale and it needed some sunlight. So I said, let's do it without a hat. There's no hesitation here. Next day, although we're working from home, and sometimes I go to the headquarters of the corporation. And that day I went without a hat too. So it's just, man, maybe I still like it. Obviously, yeah, with the motorcycle, the same. It's so much more comfortable. So you're not thinking about that. You're not losing energy, minor stuff. So it's just, you don't care anymore.
You just went for it, right? The first day, let's get out there, show it off, and get all of these possible worries, just put them to one side and get on with life, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like you are in a fight, continuous fight, and you're taking all those punches. You're taking punches every day. You see you are losing that fight. There's nothing you can do about that other than just go for a hair transplant. So any other day, you can see yourself in the mirror and say, okay, this is going worse. This is going worse. It's not going to get any better. It doesn't matter. So at some point, you decide not to fight anymore. You say, hey, this is not my fight. This is not my thing. So you cannot hurt me anymore. So I just shave it off. You can't hurt me. So there's not a concern that it was going to happen. Did I get a new punch here? No, that's not going to happen anymore. So yeah, definitely you are getting rid of a burden that is now out of picture at this moment.
Brilliant. No, that's fantastic. Where do you think your confidence with the, to pull off the look or just even to take that step and just in general life, where does that come from for you?
Well, in my case, I have to say that, I don't know, maybe because I've been very focused lately in my financial situation, trying to work so hard. I'm not worried now about dating, things like that. So let's give myself some space, some time. Let's try to do my best. One of the things I got into, I've always been lifting weights somehow, but I got a little bit more serious about that. So not more serious because I'm putting more time or something, but because I just decided to learn about it. I do 45 minutes a day, but I think I got a good transformation. So that could be like a source of confidence. So
Yeah.
I'm getting healthy. I'm getting in a very in a better financial situation. And I don't know, seems like these are the important things.
Completely agree with that whole philosophy. With anything, not just hair. I think it's about working on yourself first. Not thinking so much about what other people are doing or the end goal, or just you mentioned minimalism before, right? Things like that. I
Right.
think when you just simplify it down to the most important things in your life, like you said, right? Am I secure financially? Am I working hard to achieve things that I want to achieve? Your health, just focusing on some small things that you like. It's everything changes, and it's the same with hair. I think when you've got the hair falling out and you're trying different products and you're always focused on it, worrying about it, it just adds more stress to your life, and it becomes more and more difficult to deal with, I think. And the shaving your head, you could argue it's the minimalistic approach to hair loss, right? It's the most simple
Yeah.
out there. Absolutely, it's the most simple solution. And I think with that, it also the most benefits come with it, because you're not adding anything, you're just taking something away, like you said, removing that burden, and it allows you even more time, energy, money to focus on yourself and growth in real positive ways. And I think definitely, I knew you were going to, it was a loaded question, because I knew you were going to definitely say the health, the fitness, and that's the big one, health in general, because it's something that everyone can control, everyone can improve on. Even some people would assume that past 40, they say, oh no, I'm not 20 anymore, I can't really get healthier, or things like that. A lot of people kind of think like that.
Yeah.
And you're obviously showing that you can obviously just, even with, you said, a basic 45 minutes a day or whatever, make incredible progress.
Everything I do is more calisthenics. It's a lot of pull-ups, a lot of push-ups. They seem easy, but you can increase the load, just increasing the force of the gravity. So doing handstand push-ups, that was something I never thought I could do in the past. So you can make progress like that. And in my case, I decided to leave it so minimalist. I say, hey, no more supplements, nothing, whatever I can get like this. Well, the results were coming in. And then I saw it coming. Like you said before, you're in your 40s, you think you can never get better, though, so it's all downhill. What you're gonna see down the lines is gonna be much worse than what you see now. And I decided to inspire people. I just opened a Twitter account. It's been growing pretty recently, and sharing a few exercises and my experience. So, and I have found a lot of people doing the same. So just moving to lifting weights, but it's lifting your own weights.
If we touch back on the hair loss, so what was the thing that kind of said, you know what, because I remember you said to me you were going to do it on that Saturday, and obviously you did it a bit before, right? So what was the thing that helped you decide, right, now is the time?
So yeah, I don't know if there was like a final trigger. I saw it coming. As I said, I was using the hat too much, and I said probably it's coming. So I looked into the YouTube thing. I
Yeah.
found Baldcafe and some other
Nice.
videos, and then I said, man, there is a tribe here of things that have been doing. People have gone through the same thing, and they just were determined to put an end to this. And this is the right thing. That's what I think it's the last push I was expecting. I was
Nice.
waiting for. So it helped. I saw a couple of your videos. Man, I'm gonna do this week. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have to overthink it. This is now or never. That's one of the things with these baldness things. It says a lot about you. It says, hey, this is how I solve problems. I go all for it. So this is a problem. I go to the root cause and I solve it. So this is giving me a hard time now looking at myself in the mirror. Now let's put an end to this. How do you do it? Yeah, the best way to do it is go and be a little bit radical about it. So in this case, I watch a couple of videos and say, man, I have to do it. This is great stuff.
That's almost advice, you know, like that you've given there. You said, hey, you know, this says a lot about you. If you want to show other people your kind of strength with this whole thing and in yourself, then this is definitely the way to go. If there are people that are watching, you know, watching this video, listening to your story, and they might be, you know, still struggling to deal with it, not sure what to do, have you got any other, you know, pieces of advice that have helped you, either with the hair or any times in, you know, in your life, that have helped you, you know, move past those kind of difficult situations? What advice would you give to those people?
Yeah, the thing is just analyze what is taking your energy. What are your thoughts at the end of the day? So you say, hey, I've been thinking a lot about this. I've been thinking a lot about this. I mean, those things are things that are dragging you instead of giving you like a new perspective, and or you are not thrilled about future projects. You're not thinking what are your thoughts. You're not thinking about what you should be thinking, which is probably your job, your relations, and a future project or something like that. You're thinking about, hey, my hair, am I really putting time, energy from my brain in that? No, I'm not in it. So the only advice here is just like I said, it's just hair. So it's not you're losing a limb. If somebody says you are gonna lose a member, a limb of your body, so hair is obviously the thing that I would choose. I go back like, oh yes, what I relieve. It's only hair. It's only hair, and definitely it happens to a lot of people. It's not so important. You can, as we said before, you can just find another source of confidence or something that is really exciting for you. In my case, fitness was good. It helped. It's not the only thing. To me, it's like low hanging fruit because it's not that you have to go through 10 years investing to be a wealthy person, or you have to have your contacts in Hollywood and then you're going to be super famous. It's just low hanging fruit. You just can go for it. You don't need a lot of equipment. You don't need a lot of time. But even if you don't have or you don't feel like you want to do that, it's just hair. So after all, we are all going to die. That's going to happen. So losing your hair in the way, it's a minor of it's the less of our problems, the least of our problems. So yeah, no special advice. Just go for it if you feel you want to go for it. And once you do it, you will feel relief. You will feel you're getting rid of a burden. You will most likely you might say, hey, why didn't I do this a little bit earlier? In my case, what happened, and if you can help somebody who is struggling, I'm in my 40s, but I know some people in their 20s, it must be tough for them. They're still going to college and they just don't care. Just be confident. It's not about the hair, it's about what you're doing. Nobody's gonna pay you for the hair, nobody's gonna give you money for that now. It's just that it's not health. It's nothing important.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I like that advice, and especially the bit that you mentioned on analyzing your thoughts, right? And with the hair, is this the current situation with the falling out, is it kind of like dragging you down and keeping you in one place? Is it like stopping you from moving on, you know, onto better, more exciting things? And I think that's key. That's a really good point. I think this often shaving it off is a catalyst for, it gives you like a new lease of life, you know, especially if it's been something that's been getting you down for a long time. It's like a thing that you do, a big action, like you said, almost a drastic approach to it, but it's a big move to shave it off, and then it excites you again, you know, right? I've done this big thing, what else can I do? And like you said, again, fitness and things like that is a really easy one to start. And the ball just keeps rolling from then, you know, starts with the hair, move on with that, implement some fitness, some better, you know, habits. And then again, you've got more time to focus on, like you said, financial gain, relationships. And I think losing your hair really should be seen as just a big kick in the ass to like get you moving again, you know. And it's like you've been doing whatever you've been doing up to this point, you shave it off and you get excited about the future, you know, a big kick into action. All right, what am I going to do now? Because now I don't have to worry about this anymore. So great advice, Sergio. Thank you.
So in my case, just an analogy that I thought about it is I'm a software engineer, and I'm working for a company with millions of transactions every day. So the software has to be super functional, work pretty well. We have different ways to categorize bugs, defects in the software. Obviously, when it comes to aesthetics, something that the end user is going to see on the screen a little bit better, they are the least of the priorities.
Right, like front end, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's aesthetics. So when you have a functional problem, that's what it gets the priority one, the top priority. So because things are not working properly, it's not flowing the data, whatever reason, but it's the same. So how I see it, this is just the look. It might be important in this kind of world, so Instagrammable, but it's not. The functional things are the functional things. So your health, your relationships, and your financial situation. So aesthetics, in my case, it can perfectly falls into a secondary plane. Other things are much more important than that.
Listen, Sergio, thank you so much for having this chat and sharing your experience with it. You know, it's going to help a lot of people out there.
Other people going through the same struggle and overcoming this problem. So
yeah.
No, thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Brilliant. Do not hesitate to buzz your hair. I think it looks good.
I swear I like your style. Put you in Chanel cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I run the world, I'd run the miles. The way you look at me, I think I'm going insane. It's crazy how we started out to what